Hello, Elkins Knights. This is Mrs. Carter McLean with the College and Career Readiness Center, room 132, the first from on your right hand side on the foreign language hallway. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. We're going to pick up where we left off, and so we're at the home screen now. The student that I've created, the fake student that I've created is A, and so we're going to go ahead and go to A's About Me page. We're going to click on Cluster Finder. Remember, we did this survey. According to the data, 72% of all 9th through 11th graders already completed Cluster Finder. If you don't have your Cluster Finder results, it's because you have either not started Cluster Finder or have not completed it. So if you have not done so, then go ahead and scroll down and start over from the beginning, or go ahead and pick up where you left off. Now, everyone else, the 72 that have completed it, we're going to go ahead and take the necessary steps. The 28% that have not, go ahead and take this time to complete your survey. It literally takes a matter of minutes. So we're going to click on View My Previous Survey Results, and we're going to keep moving. What we see here is that this student A actually has shown that they're really good in finance, or at least if their interest, information technology, marketing, and science and technology. And it's actually evenly distributed. Most of the time, students' results are not evenly distributed, but there are usually one or two that etches themselves out at the top. So we're going to go ahead and click on finance. The reason why we're going to click on finance is that we want to look at an overview of what the career of finance actually provides for prospective employees. And so we're basically seeing what it entails, what kind of requirements, what type of training, what type of education, things of that nature. And then employment outlook. Employment outlook is very important because employment outlook shows if you're going to actually have a job after you graduate from college, because the goal is to actually go to college in order for you to have a job, to have a career. And making sure that you major in things that will actually provide you with a career are important. For instance, a lot of students come in and say that they would like to major in petroleum engineering. We're an oil and gas town. And so I tell students that I know that you're probably looking at the oil industry and saying, well, this has been very good to the city of Houston. But right now we're in not in a boom, but a bust. And so for those individuals that chose to major in petroleum engineering, they're finding themselves in a bit of a quagmire. But those individuals that work in the same industry but chose to major in chemical engineering, they have more options. They have more options because their degree is more flexible. And so that's why it's very important to look at the employment outlook of your particular career path or major. Okay, so after we look at the employment outlook, we can look at credentials, which essentially shows you all the various career pathways. And then if you click on it, it'll show you what credentials you'll need. That means what type of education, what type of experience, what type of certification, things of that nature. Then we're going to go back to finance, and we're going to click on related careers, scroll all the way down, related majors, and then plans of study. What I like about plans of study is that if you scroll down, what you'll see is you'll see post-secondary, and post-secondary shows you those things that you need to do after graduating from high school, and secondary shows you what classes that you'll need to do in order to be successful in your major dealing with finance upon graduation, if you take the appropriate classes during graduation. I'm sorry, while you're in high school. So we're going to go back to finance, and we're going to click on related careers. We're going to click on actuaries. And what's really interesting about the career of actuaries is that actuaries actually deals with those individuals that a lot of insurance companies call bean counters. They look at the risk assessment, risk forecast, liabilities, and they determine if a person, a product, or a company is insurable. And so we continue on. We look at the knowledge and skills. I really like this portion because it shows you that if you want to become an actuary, then 99%, it is very much so important for you to focus on mathematics. Not only is it very much so important, it's not 50% important, it's The importance of your job. 99% of your job will be based off of mathematics. 67% law and government, 78% English language, 78% computers and electronics, and then 82% economics and accounting. So if you're not good at mathematics, what's very important for you to know is that you should not be majoring in actuarial sciences. Then task and activities. What's awesome about this is that this shows you a snapshot of the day in the life of an actuarial scientist. This tells you what type of activities that they're going to be doing, what their daily tasks are, and then, of course, show me the money. This is the amount of money that you'll be making. What we're noticing is that California, I always focus on California because California is really one of, when we're talking about policy, be it education policy or any type of government policy, the term is where California goes, so does the nation. But California is usually the forerunner, 1 in prices, 2 in cost of living, and 3 in salary. So when we think about that information, what we'll notice is that California is going to cost more than other states to live in, but they're also going to pay the individuals that work there more money in order for them to actually live there. But when we scroll on down to Texas, Texas is relatively less expensive. If you're looking at an HGTV type of television show in Texas, then the cost of the homes are much lower than the cost of the homes in California simply because of the price of the cost of living. But what's interesting is that Texas actuarials salaries are comparable, almost the same as California's. So your dollar is going to go further in Texas than it would in California. So if I had an actuarial degree, then I would relocate or to the best of my ability make Texas my home because my money is going to go further. Okay, so again, we're going to walk you through these steps for the next 5 minutes. I would like for students to make sure that they're clicking on their cluster finder, looking at their previous results, finding one of the top clusters, those are career clusters, and then finding the related career or major, related careers, then finding the major. So we have the related careers actuaries, then the related college major is actuarial science. We click on that, and now we find all of the colleges that actually have this major. This is really important because students come to college and career center and say, Ms. McClain, I want to go to UT, I want to go to A&M, and then if that same student says, I want to be an actuarial scientist, then I'll say, did you look and see if your college actually has the major? And they'll say, no, I didn't. I was like, well, let's go to Cluster Finder, click on Finance, click on Actuarial Sciences, and then we'll find out that only Texas Christian, University of Texas in Dallas, and University of Texas San Antonio, all 3 great colleges. We need to click on Texas Christian University. Interestingly enough, one of our own, Elkins Knights, Ross Laylock, just decided to sign at this school. So let's investigate and see what was so great about this school. So it shows you the life of TCU. Then we click on admissions. We have undergraduate admissions. We have athletics, all at the fingertips, at your fingertips, simply because you utilize Naviance. Okay, so these are all the activities that we're going to do with Cluster Finder right now. And so I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes to actually go through this and see if you can find your schools. Okay. All right. Thank you guys.